So let's talk about how one single video game, just a piece of software, managed to become the most profitable entertainment product in the history of, well, anything. We're talking more money than any movie, more than any album, more than any book you can think of. Yep, this is the story of Grand Theft Auto 5.
So the big question is, how? How did a game about, stealing cars and pulling off heists in a fake Los Angeles just completely change the game for what a blockbuster could even be? Well, I'll tell you this, it was no accident. It was the result of some truly impossible ambition, and that's exactly what we're going to unpack right now. All right, to really get this, we've got to wind the clock back a bit. We're going to 2008, right after Grand Theft Auto 4 hit the shelves. The level of ambition for what they were planning next was, well, frankly, it sounds impossible. To even try and pull this off, Rockstar Games basically assembled the Avengers of game development. We're talking a supergroup of over 1,000 people. And this wasn't just one studio, They brought in teams from all over the globe, San Diego, Leeds, you name it, all focused on building this one, single, impossibly detailed world. And get this, they didn't just make up a city. No, they went out and documented a real one. The dev team pretty much became urban planners, taking, wait for it, 250,000 photos and just hours upon hours of video of Los Angeles. They even interviewed FBI agents, undercover cops, real gang members, anything to capture that authentic Southern California vibe.
Okay, but here's the truly mind-boggling part. They had to cram this enormous world, a map bigger than their last 3 games put together, onto the, let's be honest, ancient hardware of the PS3 and Xbox 360. Those consoles had just 512 megabytes of RAM. To put that in perspective for you, that is less memory than a single high-res photo on your phone today. Seriously. What they pulled off was nothing short of a technical miracle.
And if the tech hurdles weren't enough, they also took this massive creative gamble. For the first time ever in the series, you weren't just playing as one guy. You were playing as 3, Michael, Franklin, and Trevor. Now, this was their big solution to a problem that's always plagued open-world games. You know that feeling when one character is somehow a master criminal, a CEO, and a pro street racer all at once? It kind of breaks the immersion, right? Well, here, each character had their own separate life, which just made the whole thing feel so much more real.
So all that ambition, all that risk, it all came to a head in September 2013. And the game's launch? Oh, it wasn't just a release. It was a full-blown cultural event that didn't just break records, it absolutely shattered them.
Now, the price tag for this kind of ambition was just monumental. We're talking a combined budget for development and marketing of around $265 million. At the time, that made it the most expensive video game ever made. The stakes just couldn't have been higher.
And here's the payoff. It didn't just make its money back, it completely obliterated all expectations. In just 3 days, Grand Theft Auto 5 crossed $1 billion in sales. Just to give you some perspective, the biggest Hollywood blockbusters, they take weeks, sometimes months, to even get close to that number.
And let's be crystal clear about this. This wasn't just the fastest-selling video game. It was the fastest-selling entertainment product of any kind, ever. It just set a completely new benchmark for what a launch could look like. Period.
But, huge launch sales are one thing. The real question is, how does a game stay on top for over a decade? What's the secret to its staying power? Well, the real magic behind GTA 5's dominance is its incredible ability to be reborn, to basically live multiple lives across different console generations.
And you can see that evolution laid out right here. It started as that technical miracle back in 2013 on the PS3 and 360. A year later, it gets reborn on the PS4 and Xbox One with a totally game-changing first-person mode. And that wasn't easy. They had to reanimate the entire game for that. And then, all the way in 2022, it gets expanded and enhanced for the PS5 and Series X, bringing gorgeous 4K visuals to a game that was originally built for hardware from 2006. It's wild.
But let's be real. Hardware and flashy graphics can only take you so far. At the end of the day, a world is just pixels if it doesn't have a soul. The real heart of this game, the reason we remember these characters so vividly, comes down to the incredible actors who brought them to life.
And it's super important to get this. Rockstar didn't just hire people to read lines into a microphone. No, they used full motion capture. That means every single smirk from Michael, every little shrug from Franklin, every wild, manic gesture from Trevor, all of it came from a real actor's performance on a soundstage.
And here they are, the men behind the mayhem. We've got Ned Luke, who played Michael. He was actually semi-retired before taking this massive role. Then there's Sean Fonteno, our Franklin who, get this, is the real-life cousin of the actor who voiced CJ in GTA San Andreas. And then there's Stephen Ogg. And let's just say he didn't just play Trevor, he became Trevor.
You just gotta love this. This quote from Stephen Ogg perfectly sums up the sheer commitment of this cast. To get into that chaotic, completely unhinged headspace of Trevor Phillips, he would often do his motion capture sessions in his underwear. Now that, my friends, is method acting.
But beyond the single-player story, the world of Los Santos itself really became the main character. This happened especially when GTA Online launched. Suddenly, the city transformed from this static, single-player world into a living, breathing, ever-evolving digital playground that has kept millions of players hooked for more than 10 years.
And a huge, huge part of that long-term appeal is just the sheer variety. I mean, think about it. We're talking about a sandbox with over 800 vehicles, and that number has just kept growing and growing over the last decade. You got everything from supercars to submarines to military jets. The garage is just practically endless.
And here's the thing. These vehicles are so much more than just a way to get from point A to point B. They're basically tools that define how you play the game. The adder, that's your status symbol, showing everyone you've made it. The armored Kuruma, come on, that's basically a cheat code for getting through missions. The Buffalo STX is for defending yourself against other players, and the Sparrow helicopter, that is the ultimate tool for any serious grinder trying to make money fast. Your ride really does define your career in Los Santos.
But to really, truly understand the legacy of this game, we have to look past the insane sales numbers. The story of Grand Theft Auto V isn't just about technical achievements or money. It's also about its complicated, and yeah, sometimes controversial, place in our culture.
I mean, the game's history wasn't exactly smooth sailing. It definitely hit some bumps. It faced lawsuits, like that famous one from Lindsay Lohan that was eventually thrown out. And of course, it got a ton of heat for that mandatory interactive torture scene. Something Rockstar defended as political commentary. Love it or hate it, these controversies are absolutely part of the story.
And this really highlights a fascinating dynamic with this game. See, on paper, it's rated mature 18+. It's meant to be this dark satire on crime and capitalism. But the real audience, well, it's this massive, incredibly diverse community of dedicated grinders, serious role players, car fanatics, and, yeah, despite that rating, a whole lot of younger fans too.
But at the end of the day, no matter how you slice it, the bottom line is just this. It stands completely alone as the single most profitable entertainment product ever made. It has brought in more money than any single movie. We're talking Avatar, Star Wars, all of them. More than any album, more than any book. It is truly in a category all by itself.
And that, of course, brings us to right now. The entire world is basically holding its breath for Grand Theft Auto 6. But the success of GTA 5 was so monumental, so completely unprecedented, that it leaves us all with one final, massive question. After creating the single biggest thing in entertainment history, can Rockstar possibly catch lightning in a bottle twice?